Hi, I'm Jolly Julian, and I'm coming to you today with a product review of something I've been kind of dying to try for the last 4 or 5 years, ever since I got into heavily playing walkabout mini golf in virtual reality. This putter extension is coming from a company called AMVR, and they have a number of Quest 3 accessories out there, none of which I have used before, so this will be my very first, and I'm really excited to give it a try. AMVR has been around since 2018 in the virtual reality space, so while they haven't been around a super long time, neither has virtual reality in its current incarnation. But 2018, I guess that would make this, about 6 years or so that they've been around, so at least they've got a bit of a track record. That's a good thing. Now here you can see, here's how the box came to me. We just kind of open this up and take a look inside. It's pretty straightforward. The putter comes completely already assembled. There's really no assembly required, with just a little addition that has to be done to one of the controllers, but it's super quick, which you'll see in just a second here. Here you can see the putter looks beautiful. I was really impressed taking it out of the box how it felt. It really feels well made, well crafted. It's got a good weight to it. The materials feel solid. There's a good amount of metal in this. It's not just plastic. And that really does make a difference when you're going for the feel of something like a golf club or a golf putter. So the first thing I have to do is take my Quest 3 controller here, and I have to take the battery cover that comes with it off. So I'll just come in here kind of close and show you what I'm doing here. I'm just taking that off, snapping that off just like that. And then I'm replacing it with the one that came with the putter. As you can see here, it's got a little hole in it. That's the only thing that's really different about it. And I think you will see why it has that in just a moment when we put it into the putter. So I just snap that on, super easy, just like that, and we are all set to go. So the next thing, according to the instructions, is I take the putter itself, which I have right here, and as you can see, when I bring it in nice and close, you can see that that's the end where the controller is going to go, and the controller is going to slide right in there. But first, there's this little door here that we have to kind of snap open, and that's where the controller is going to get in there. And you can see there's this little notch on here that's going to go into that battery cover in that little hole that's been made, and that's what's going to hold it snugly into place inside the holder here. I'm just going to take my Quest 3 controller and I'm going to slide it right in there just like that. And you can see that the hole lines right up there, and then we're just going to close this cover. We're going to make sure it snaps snugly. There, you probably heard that little snap. And now that is in there nice and secure. As you can see, I can hold it by this and have absolutely no problem. Shake it around, nothing's going to fall out of there. It's not going to fall out there. You do want to make sure, they're very clear about this in the instructions, that you want to make sure that this door snapped shut. Now, here is a key point. I am not using the little safety strap, the little string on the bottom of the controller. I just don't like it. It gets in the way. I'm used to playing VR. I'm not worried about letting go of the controller and throwing it across the room anymore. If I ever have somebody else that's using my controller, I will have that on there, but I just take it off. Now, what they recommend is there's a spot here for you to take that string, run it through the base, and then wrap it around the bottom here. And that gives you some extra support on that. If you're going to be using this for a golf game that allows you to swing with velocity, I would strongly recommend that you do that. Now, I'm going to be using this strictly for walkabout mini golf myself. I don't have any other golf games. I'm not really that much into golf as a general rule. But mini golf I absolutely love. So I'm only going to be swinging this, relatively softly. I'm not too worried about that extra support. I'm not going to be hauling off and teeing off with this thing at super speeds. The other thing I'm curious about is I've been playing walkabout mini golf now for a good 5 years, 4 years at least, on a semi-regular basis. And I've gotten very used to the weight and just what it feels like to putt using just the controller. Now I'm going to have this extra weight on here, which I'm actually really excited about, but I'm wondering how that's going to affect my gameplay actually as I go forward. Now, this is an obvious reminder, but it's an important one, and that is just be very, very careful and clear that you have plenty of room in your play space. You do not want to be smacking your controller against anything. It can do damage to the controller, and it can do damage to the thing you're smacking. Now, the other thing I really like about this putter already is the fact that there is an adjustment down here. So you just turn this, and I can adjust the length of the putter. Really, really great, because that really makes a difference, I think. If you have a super short putter, then it's just not going to feel quite the same. You don't have quite the same swing. I'm guessing, again, not having done this before, but if you are able to lengthen it and get it a little bit closer to the ground, but not have that controller hitting the ground at all, now you actually have a lot more of that feel and legitimacy of doing actual mini golfing with a real putter. All right, so here we go. I'm going to put on my headset, jump right on in, and let's see how this bad boy plays. Okay, so here we are inside Walkabout Mini Golf. Anyone that's ever played it should recognize what they're seeing here. I went ahead and went right into the settings tab over here and pulled up this information. So I'm going to be doing this for the first time. In here, you can see you've got some settings up here, and you've got putter. You want to go to the putter tab right away, and we're going to get this set, because right now I'm just using this as a regular controller, so I'm using it to point at what I need, and then but it's kind of clunky, so we've got to set it up to be calibrated to the putter. So the first thing we have to do is we go down to custom grip right here, and we're going to click on this. Okay, well, it just did something there. It changed where my laser pointer is pointing, so now I just have to kind of adjust there, and we're going to go to options, go to custom calibration here, press the grip button to adjust the controller position, hold the A or X button to reset, pull the trigger button to save and exit. So I've got my controller here, I'm holding the grip, and as you can see, I'm moving the controller around. But the stick is not moving, the putter is not moving. So now what I have to do is kind of line this up so that the putter is in the right place where it feels about right. Let's try that. There we go. So you might have to do it a couple of times just to get the feel of it to be right and the angle to be right. But there, that feels pretty darn good. When I'm looking down at it here, swinging, I think we're going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger to save and exit. Now, my controller itself, you can't really see it here in the video, is not touching the ground. It's hovering just a little bit. It's hovering just a little bit above the ground to keep it from ever touching or hitting anything and damaging the controller. But the putter extends all the way down to the ball in the game automatically. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my first swing. Oh man, that does feel different. I'm so used to playing this with no weight, but I'm already liking that. I feel like I'm holding a putter. I don't have the controller in my hand. I can configure my hands in whatever way I want to grip onto the putter. I'm kind of using this kind of grip. I don't know if that's the right way to go or not. But now let's go ahead and put that down, and let's get this bad boy in the hole. Very nice. It did not seem to negatively impact my accuracy at all, because you still have the visual down there as well. But the feeling of weight in the putter is surprisingly immersive. I did not know what to expect going into this, but I now feel even more like I'm really actually putting. Now, I do have to move around a little bit in my play space here to change my angle. Now, the other thing I could do, let's try this. I've got the controller here, and I can use the stick to change my angle, and that actually works perfectly well. You know, it's not bad at all. Then I just put my putter back down like this. Got an angle on the hole, and let's go ahead and try putting that bad boy. Yeah, the weight is great. The feeling of it being a putter, it maybe feels, I don't know, it maybe feels a little heavier than an actual putter would be. Look at that! Look at that! Okay, all right. You're not going to probably believe this, but that was literally only the second hole that I tried, and I got a hole in one by using this putter. Okay, I'm not gonna give the credit fully to this putter extension, but it obviously didn't seem to hamper anything there. So that was pretty exciting, I gotta say. All right. So again, I love the weight of this. The feel of it is great. I can still have access to the controller if I want to go fly. For anyone that likes to fly around in Walkabout Mini Golf, I can still do that with the controller. It's not a problem. See, I can fly around just fine, and then when I need to, hit the trigger, boom, and I'm right back at the hole. But otherwise, that automatic movement keeps me from having to do any of that, and I can just hold onto my putter just like it was a real putter. See, I'm getting used to the weight, and I'm already starting to feel like I can't wait to play an entire 18 holes of this with some friends and see as I get used to it, because I have, again, 4 or 5 years of experience playing this with a controller in my hand and no weight. So there is a little bit of an adjustment period, but I have no doubt this is actually going to not only improve the way I play this game, I'll bet, but also if I ever go to play real miniature golf after playing Walkabout Mini Golf, I'll be probably more prepared for what it actually feels like swinging an actual putter, and maybe my actual real world mini golf game will be better because of that. All right, I'm going to take the headset off here a second for a few closing thoughts. Taking the headset off. Whew, all right, there we go. Yeah, let me set this down. So you might be wondering, all right, Jolly Julian, this looks interesting and all, but what is the cost of this thing? Now, the cost of this particular putter right here, which is the one with the extension on it. So they have two that are available, one without an extension and one that can be extended out to give you more length so that it's customized more to the feel that you want. This particular one runs for $45.99. $45.99. Now the one without the extension runs for $39.99. So only about a $5 difference or so there. But the extension, I think, makes it well worthwhile. Now, how does this compare to other putters that are out there? Well, it's not that much more, really. It's right in range with other putters that I've seen on the market. There are some that are a bit less, some that are a little bit more. And this, I would say, is probably about average. Again, the build quality is wonderful. I like the feel of it. The feeling of the handle itself feels like a real putter from back in my putt-putt mini golf days. I remember that as soon as I picked it up, I just got nostalgic for playing putt-putt. Now, if you're interested in picking one of these up, you can get it from their website. I've got a link in the description below that will take you directly to it. If you use that link and you put in the code Jolly Julian at checkout, Jolly Julian with no spaces, that'll also be in the description below, you will save 10% off. So that's like $5 off right there. And that cost includes shipping to anywhere in the world. So no additional shipping on top of that either. Now, while that cost might be just a little bit more than I was hoping for, now that I have it in my hands and I've tried it out, it actually feels worth it to me. And I'm really glad to have this and to start using it on a regular basis. I already felt more immersive, and that is a really hard thing to put a price tag on. For anyone that's chasing that immersive feel, this already had me feeling more like I'm actually miniature golfing. I obviously see myself using this going forward every time I play miniature golf. And we'll see over time how that plays out. Now you might be wondering, once I'm done, how easy is it to get the controller back out of there so I can go play other things without having this attached to it? Well, I simply just go here. I go to this little door again that we closed on there. We just open that up. There we go. It took a little bit to get it open, which is good because you want that in there nice and solid. We just open that up. Boom, the controller comes right out. And we are all good to play something else. Now you can decide if you want to replace the battery cover and put the original one back on there. I'm kind of okay, at least for now, just leaving the one with the little hole in it. I don't think that's going to be a problem. It doesn't change the feel of the controller to me while it's in my hand at all. So maybe I'm just going to leave it like that, and then when I want to pop it back in, I just pop that bad boy back in there, close that down, snap it closed, and I'm good to play miniature golf again with my fancy new putter extension. You may also be wondering whether you can use this left-handed. They say on the website that you can use it left-handed. I think all you have to do is just change the setting in Walkabout Mini Golf or whatever golf game you're playing, and it will turn it into a left-handed putter, because I think you still use the same controller for it and everything, so you should be good to go there. I am a little curious going forward whether opening and closing this little door and snapping it and unsnapping it, if it'll cause any wear and tear that will make it less secure. Only time will tell on that. but a lot of it'll depend, I think, on how often you're using it as well. So that is one area that I just can't know until I've been using it for quite some time. My recommendation is, if you're somebody who plays a golf game more than maybe once a month and you're playing on a semi-regular basis, then I think this is well worth the $45.99 that it costs to get one of these right now. And again, if you use the link below, put the code JOLLYJULIAN, no spaces, JOLLYJULIAN, into the spot when you check out. You'll save 10% right off there, and you can get one of these in your hands. All right, that's it for this review. Happy golfing to you. Happy teeing off. Happy putting day. Please let me know in the comments below how you felt about this review. And if you happen to get your hands on one of these, feel free to comment in the comments below how it works for you and how you feel about it as well. All right, until the next video, this is Jolly Julian, teeing off. Whoa-too!